Welcome to Gaming Top Down. Today we're going to be unboxing Ichor from Bitewing Games, designed by Knizia. This is a two-player kind of abstract game where you're trying to get all of your pieces on the board, and if you do, you win. You play as one set of monsters against, I think, the gods on Mount Olympus. So let's go down to the table and look at everything inside this box, including the included Kickstarter expansion called Gates, I believe. So let's go down. Okay, here is the box on the table. Got the artwork on the front. The box size is pretty similar to the Cosmos two-player line, but maybe slightly thicker. Here is the back of the box. 40 minutes, 2 players, recommended for ages 10 plus. And let's open her up. Okay, first up is the rulebook. This rulebook is has a few more pages than the Iliad rulebook did. Here's the cover. The setup, play, and winning breakdown. Some examples here. And some more examples here. I'm glad they have a lot of examples. Then an explanation of the reinforcements and gates expansion. The additional monster and god cards that it brings. Where the gates tokens go. And the victory cards for the Caledonian Boar and Hera. There on the bottom. And then gate abilities broken down, and the god powers broken down. So, and the monster powers there at the end. So actually the rules are just here. And then it's lots of examples, the tiny bit for the expansion rules, and then an explanation of each like power from the expansions. So even though there's quite a few pages, well, there's 12. A lot of it was just further explanation on the rules in the first couple pages. So cool rule book there. All right, here in the game, we've got a bag full of wooden tokens. I didn't go for the really fancy like resin ones. I thought these wooden ones looked cool enough for me. We'll open those in a second. We've got some standees for the kind of the character standees. And I think you'll have 6 of them in each game. We've got the game board, got some cards, and then this bag here is the expansion bag. So we'll get to that last, I think. And then what is here at the bottom? We have, it's cool, like a little pamphlet or a flyer here for a Locket Studio, who is the artist of this game. And you can hear, it says legendary heroes speak in over 140 interactive and audio narrated full screen illustration pages at locketstudio.com. Very cool thing. Didn't know that would be in there, or wasn't something like that in the in Iliad. Okay, let's move some of this. We're gonna open the board first. Board isn't technically the right term. It's like a cloth board, mat, whatever we want to call it. Oh, and it's quite a bit bigger than Iliad's was, for sure. Let me move some more of this stuff out of the way. Iliad's board was very small, comparatively. Let's flip this over. All right, this is the side they recommend. First, it's a 6x6 grid. It's a bit more red on the camera than it is on the table. I mean, it is red on the table, but the red's a little darker on the table. Whoever sits on this side plays as the monsters, who are like attacking Mount Olympus, and they play as the gods up on that side. And then after you are used to or have played the 6x6 grid side, then you can play the bigger like advanced side, which is 7x7. So you'll play with one additional standee and more tokens you need to get out. So cool looking boards. Did get a little white stitch in that one, but even with that, maybe I'll go over it with a Sharpie or something. Very cool looking board. I'm going to go back to this side since that is the recommended kind of standard version of the game. Okay, let's look at, I don't know what to look at first. I think you understand the point with standees. I'm not going to open those today. And we've got a plastic bag as well. Some cards we'll get to in a minute. So each player has 8 of these standees that are different characters that each have different special abilities on them. They're explained in the back of the rulebook, like we saw. And then the expansion adds some more of these characters. When you play, you'll shuffle them face down and randomly choose 6. So you won't be playing with all 8 of them every time. So the bit of the variety, I imagine, comes from which of them you're playing with. They are quite a bit thinner than the cardboard in Iliad. These are probably standard 3mm, but they feel good. They are cool looking, so we will maybe place a couple of them on the board so we can see that, and then get them out of the way a little bit. Zeus and the Minotaur there. Then each of those character standees also has a card. I'm guessing the card, I think, is actually what you shuffle in order to decide which 6 that you play with from the rules video that I watched. And then I think it also explains their special ability there on the card so that you don't have to look back at the rule book necessarily, if you would prefer not to. I'm always bad at opening these packs of cards, but I think I finally got it. I did. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in just for a second so you can see each of these cards. We got Zeus, his special ability. I'm not going to read them, but you can see the special abilities there at the bottom. Poseidon, Athena, Heracles, Hermes, Aphrodite, Artemis, Apollo, and 2 player aid tokens or cards as well that again go over each character's special ability, which is kind of kind of nice. It's a little crazy. Oh, maybe each player gets 1 of each so that they know what you're going to do, what your opponent can possibly do. That would make more sense than having you have 2 copies of your own card. So there are those. Then for the monsters, we've got the Cyclops, the Griffin, the Hydra, Medusa, Minotaur, Cerberus, Siren, and the Centaur. So there are those cards. We'll set them aside. How the game works is on every turn, you can either use your character's special ability, and they are one-time use for the whole game. Then that card is flipped over so that you know you can't use it again. And when you move them, you can move them as far as you want in a straight line. I'm going to zoom back out, but as far as you want in a straight line. And any spots that you move over, it's kind of halfway like Othello. You don't flip things over, though. You would leave your tokens of your own color in a line behind where you move. And if you were to move over, sorry, it's kind of loud. If you were to move over, say I did that instead, I moved this way, over one of your opponents, it comes off and is replaced with one of yours. And the first person to get all of their tokens on the board is the winner. So you're just taking a pretty simple turn each turn, either moving one of your 6 characters that are on the board, using their special ability, all trying to get your own tokens out there. The tokens are cool looking. You got the blue monster head one there, and the kind of yellow god ones with, again, what looks like Achilles' helmet. So those are very cool looking. And I think that's everything in the base game. We looked at these cool tokens. We looked at the cards. Got each character has their punch out. Then if you have the gates and reinforcements expansion. That is what is in here. So we'll look at this stuff really quick and then be on our way. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. There's some more standees, I guess just in case some broke or something. And then each side, the monsters and the gods, has 4 new characters. And we'll look at their cards in just a second, but there are the character standees. Again, look very cool. Another small baggie. Here are those cards. You have the 4 for the gods, Hephaestus. You zoom in so you can read that text. Hephaestus, Ares, Hestia, and Hera. And Hera and one of the monsters in this expansion have an instant win condition if all 4 adjacent spaces to Hera's standee are surrounded by tokens, god tokens of their color, then they win immediately. And then the monsters have the Chaldean boar. Instead of moving, claim victory if there are 4 gods on the spaces around the Chaldean boar. So he wants to get on 4 of the 8 spaces that surround the boar. So you just want to get surrounded by the enemy's cards. Then you've got the Echidna, the Typhon, and the Geryon? Not sure how to pronounce that. All right, so those are the extra cards. And then there's also the gates. That was the reinforcements part of the expansion. And here is the gates part. There are 8 different gates, and I think you'll shuffle them and choose 2 of them if you're playing with the gates expansion. And again, they're kind of the same thickness of cardboard. They will be set up on the board kind of like this. I think they have to go in these 2 spots. And if you move through them the correct direction, which I think is right to left, then, or left to right, like horizontally, then you get to activate the gate's ability if you want to. One of them lets you take your character off the board, but then put 3 of your tokens like on the gate. So a bit more variety there with the gates as well. This one lets you swap something, it looks like. So 8 different gates that change how the game plays there too. And I think that is it as far as everything in the box. And I think the gates were all explained here in the rulebook. Yeah, they were gate abilities right there. So that is just explained in the rulebook as well. So that is everything inside the box when you open Ichor from Bitewing Games, assuming that you also get the reinforcements and gates expansion as well. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have played this game or Iliad, kind of the 2-player games by Knizia that Bitewing released in the same campaign. And I think they're calling it their Mythos line or something like that. I'm excited to try both of them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next unboxing here on Gaming Top Down. Thank you so much for watching this video. As most of you know, Gaming Top Down is an independent endeavor. I don't accept money from publishers for previews or opinion-related content, but there are a few ways that you can support the channel and help me keep the lights on. Liking this video and subscribing to the channel helps me to grow. If you're thinking of getting a game that I covered in this video, please click the affiliate link in the description of this video. It helps to support me and doesn't add any cost to your purchase. I also do a weekly gaming podcast where I talk about the board games that I'm playing along with my brother. You can check that out on Apple's podcasts and on Spotify. And you can also get that podcast 3 days early over on our Patreon. You can follow the Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers completely for free. But if you do support us over there, you get some extra perks like being able to write into the show, getting early access to the show, voting on the games that I'm going to cover and review, and lots of other fun stuff. Thanks so much for your support, for liking and commenting on my videos. You really are what helped keep the lights on for me. Thank you.